Indian team is not done yet. They have one last assignment before they take the flight to Australia. After completing the recent series against the Aussies in Hyderabad, the wagon now heads down to Thiruvananthapuram for the first of the three-match T20I series against South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the pre-match show of the first T20I between India and South Africa. The Indian side will be brimming with confidence after completing a turnaround after being down 1-0 to coming back with a thumping 2-1 win against Australia in the recently concluded T20I series. And the update comes that India have won the toss in the first T20I against South Africa and opted to bowl first. And on these thoughts, I will take this opportunity to welcome my panelists for tonight's show, Joydeep Mukherjee and Nishanjeet Arora. Very familiar faces and very, very popular. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining. Joyda, thoughts on the toss and Rohit's decision, taking in mind the pitch?
Yeah, it's a simple one. Once I saw the pitch, it had a green layer of grass. There is a bit of moisture. There are a couple of people, two fast bowlers who were doing the pitch report, and they seem to have enjoyed bowling on this more than they would have enjoyed doing the pitch report. Ajit Agarkar had a smile on his face when he saw the pitch, because not often do you see green wickets in T20. Normally, it's all dead grass, flat. And along with that, we also saw, there's a bit of moisture, we were told. Moisture is something you can't see, but you can feel. So only you have to be there to be able to know whether there's moisture or not. So after that, it becomes a very simple decision, easy decision, because, you want to get as much advantage as you can. And this is a very, very strong South African team. No huge names. Most of the legends of the game have not playing, retired. There are one or two of them there, but they're a solid unit together. So this is no walk in the park for India.
It will definitely not be. And Nishant, let's come to you. As Jayada said in his ending note, not a cakewalk will it be for Team India, because after Australia, they are playing another very, very good side in world cricket, that's South Africa. But, how would you say, Team India has just come back after a T20I series. Again, they will enter into playing another good side. This decision in the first T20I, what do you think of it?
I think it's a good decision, and most of the teams, more often than not, end up doing that now these days, because I think there was a very famous saying by Don Bradman's book, by Don Bradman in his book, The Art of Cricket, in which he said that if I win the toss, I will not think and bat first. If I win the toss and there is some grass on the pitch, I will think and bat first. If I win the toss and I see the wicket is horrible, I will think hard and bat first. But I think that conventional thinking in 2020 has flipped completely. Teams want to see the total in front of them. They want to see what they have to chase in 20 overs. And I think that puts them in a more comfortable position than setting up a target. Because I talk a lot about this. Like, how many press conferences you say, listen to this one line, we were 20 runs short. What does that mean? Because no team batting first is sure that what is a defendable total, because they are always 20 runs short. So that just shows that teams are always grappling, oh, what is the good total on this wicket? Coming back to the preparation of Indian team, I would say that in a way it has been a very, very interesting and a very, very intense preparation for India. It's not like that we have played one or two series against one team. Like, look at the last 5 months. We have played against West Indies, we have played against Ireland, we have played against England, we have played against Australia, we have played against Pakistan, we have played against Sri Lanka, we have played against Afghanistan, and now we are playing against South Africa. That are more or less all the teams you would end up facing in the World Cup. So preparation wise, you cannot have asked for a better preparation, knowing the opponents, knowing what they can offer. And this South African side it's a resurgent South African side. If you look at the last 1.5 year of their 2020 cricket, it has been absolutely fantastic. David Miller has been leading the charge. We have seen what he can do with. Recently, we saw what he could do with Gujarat Titans, and he's their main batsman, and others have also rallied around him. So it's not a South African side where you would just think that okay, we can take easy with them. It's a very very good side. On their bowling attack is very good, and on the given day they can beat any side. So it's a great preparation for India. And last three games, I think one of the key areas, which I think we will discuss this in the show later, will be how India would. Uh, Still, there are few areas India would like to improve, and one of them is bowling, which they will. I think in the next three games, their aim would be to find the right balance in their bowling.
Okay, so let's talk a bit more about the mindset of both these teams. Joyada, I'll come to you. Uh, you know, Team India have just come back after winning a solid T20 series against a very, very good side, one of the best sides in the world, Australia. They were one down, but they bounced back with a 2-1 win. So one campaign they have conquered. Again, within few days, they get to lock horns with another very good side in recent times. They were going through a lean patch, but then suddenly everybody is talking about the South African resurgence. Suddenly the South African team looks so unbeatable, so invincible. So there's this South African team who has suddenly found their strength, and there is this team India who is who are yet to make it big on a big tournament like the World Cup or the Asia Cup. So please talk us through the mindset of both these teams right now.
Before we go there, Damni, there's an update. Jasprit Bumrah is not playing
Yeah.
this game because he has a niggle. There's a back pain, and he's not playing this game. And India has. I'm just trying to figure out. India has replaced him with Deepak Chahar in the
Deepak
11.
Chahar. Yes,
Yes.
I
So I
was
just
about to
it
come to
was
the
an
playing 11.
it was an it
Yeah.
was an important update, so I thought I should just share
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Joyda, you
Thank
can go
you.
ahead.
Thank you so much. Joyada, please. Joyada, mute. You're on mute.
Can you give the 11?
Yeah.
Can you give the
Yes.
11?
In that case, I'll give the playing 11. We have just now got an update. I'll just give the playing 11s. Uh, ah, the playing 11 for India since they've won the toss. Here it goes. Rohit Sharma captain, KL Rahul, Virat Kohli, Surya Kumar Yadav, Rishabh Pant wicketkeeper, Dinesh Karthik, Akshar Patel, Harshal Patel, Ravichandran Ashwin, Deepak Chahar comes in place of Jasprit Bumrah in the nick of time, as Nishant rightly stated that Jasprit Bumrah unfortunately has got himself a niggle. And there's Arshdeep Singh. That's the playing 11 for Team India. And for South Africa, the playing 11 goes as follows. Temba Bavuma captain, Quinton de Kock wicketkeeper, Riley Russo, Aidan Markram, David Miller, Tristan Stubbs, Wayne Parnell, Kagiso Rabada, Keshav Maharaj, Henrik Nortje, and Tabriz Shamsi. That's the playing 11 of South Africa, and hence both the teams. So now, Joyda, now I have two questions lined up. So if first, Joyda, you can give us your thoughts on my initial question about the mindset
Yeah,
of both these teams.
yeah. I think India made heavy weather of an Australian team that was pretty depleted. Australia were almost at full strength. India were almost at full strength. Australia didn't have four of their main players. So actually, India should have rolled over Australia much better, and all the games were close. It weren't one-sided games, But with
Absolutely.
four guys missing, can you imagine four people missing from the Indian team, and four people missing from the Australian? Look at the players who were missing. All daddy players for Australia were missing. In spite of that, it was a close series, and there is a lot of questions that are still to be answered. So mindset will be for India. It's still trying to get back to what you were, where you want to go back to, get to your best, because this is sort of the last heats, the pre-test, whatever you call it. This is it. After this, there'll be practice games. Practice games are not the same as internationals. So this is really important for them, especially for the people who are slightly below par with their performances, whether it be bat, ball, whatever the reason is. And on the other side, South Africa know that India are the favorites. They know India is the one everybody's expected to win. And they like that. They like being underdogs because that lets them play freely, frees them up, because they've got nothing to lose. Nobody's giving them a chance. This team has beaten Australia 2-1. They're going to roll us over as well. That's when they're most dangerous. And their side, they will hardly drop catches. Their fielding will be superb. Their out cricket is very good. they don't depend on individual performances to win games. They win as a team. Yes, there'll be De Kock, there'll be Miller, there'll be Eden Markram, there'll be the fast bowlers, but generally it's them as a unit. They're a handful. And also, we don't know a lot of their players. Suddenly, you find one player coming and playing, trying to do something. Before you know, he's so good. You know, he's not one of your stars. So they're producing players, which is good to see. And we want resurgence. South African cricket, as you rightly said, that was going through a bit of a low ebb, but they've again picked up. Great for world cricket.
Absolutely. And Dishant, how about you giving us your thoughts about the playing 11s we just went through?
I think few changes in Indian team were inevitable. India has rested Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Hardik Pandya, and we have been talking about Hardik Pandya and how Indian team is really actually, you use this slang quite often that players like Hardik Pandya should be cotton wrapped. So it is
Yeah.
actually he has been cotton wrapped. They use him in short bursts, and I think it's a well thought decision. They know more about his physical load and his mental load more than us, and I'm sure the team management has a plan in place, and if they have rested him, I'm sure there are reasons for that, because the ultimate aim is to do well in the World Cup, and that's where you need your best players. And probably even with Bumrah today, I can see on Twitter already there is a lot of discussion on his injury and all that. But I think he must have come to the team management, and he in the morning said that he has a bit of a back pain, and rather than pushing him to play, the team management has decided to rest him. It again shows that they don't want to take any chances with the injuries of the player, keeping in mind that what lies ahead of them. uh, Rishabh Pant, this is a great opportunity for Rishabh Pant. Like, we have been talking about how he's probably a star in white ball cricket, has done exceedingly well in one day cricket. But 2020 is one format where he still has to, prove his talent. It has been, we all know what he can do, but we are still waiting what he can do in this format. So probably, I think he will play all the three games in this South Africa series, and which will be a great opportunity for him. Another opportunity for someone like Deepak Chahar, keeping in mind that India is still trying to figure out who would be their first three fast bowlers in Australia, because you know v- earlier we were talking about India's batting, and now it has shifted. Most of the teams are a work in progress. वो ऐसा है कि आप इधर कुछ जोड़ते हो तो उधर कुछ टूट जाता है, तो इट्स अ वर्क इन
Huh.
प्रोग्रेस. So I think, keeping all that in mind, I would say that when you look at Indian team, they still have few things to sort out. And keeping all that in mind, these are the last three chances for them to tick all the boxes and be as prepared as possible before they land in Australia.
Okay. And Jada, let's come to you. One particular player, in recent times, he is being talked about a lot, and quite a lot of comments are being passed about him. That is KL Rahul. KL Rahul has been very inconsistent. Let's say some matches he's scoring very good. On most occasions, he's unfortunately not being able to score as well. What do you have to say about him, KL Rahul? Is he our fixed opener, or would you like to see someone else?
For me, it's pretty simple. Form, as you know, as we all know, is nobody knows whether it's with you or not. But if you don't play K. Rahul, who do you play? Okay, and
Okay.
because he is as special as he is, that's the reason why he is, you know, given such a long rope. Now, Virat Kohli got such a long rope because he's a legend. So the better the player, the longer rope you get. And I think they should stick with him unless you have another Virat Kohli, another Rohit Sharma, another KL Rahul in the wings. Because, you know, I'll just give you an example. I said this in my show with Revsportz this morning as well. Dinesh Karthik was let go by his franchise. And then when he came to another franchise, look how he played and look where he is now. So it's never say never. Okay? Everybody thought Dinesh Karthik was over. People are saying he should retire. He went and did commentary in England, and people said, that's a good career he started. And look where he is now. He's in the World Cup team. So similarly, if you feel that he has the talent, he's the best suited for that role. Let's put it that way. And also in '99, Australia won the World Cup. There were two guys who were out of form. 2007, Australia won the World Cup. There were three guys out of form. Not always all 11 in form when you win the World Cup. In 1983, we won the World Cup. There were a couple of players not in form. Some legends also. So it's not always that everybody has to be in form. That's the reason why you have 11 people, others cover up for you. But you go with what the ability of the person. What can he do on his best day? And then you pick him to a certain point. Then you go to a certain point and then you give him a break. Where the point is, the selectors and the management know. But the better the player, the longer the rope.
You, in the beginning of your answer, you spoke the words of the legendary Sunil Gavaskar that if Virat Kohli has been given the rope, should KL Rahul as well.
Yeah,
So
but
that explains it.
Virat Kohli is a legend in itself. KL
Yeah,
Rahul might be a
true,
legend in the making. So their rope
true.
size will be slightly different.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nishant is all of a sudden having a very big, bright smile on his face. So let's come to him. Uh, Nishant, let's talk
Throw whatever
about
you want to
Indian
throw
bowling.
at me, Damini. I'm ready for your answer.
Yes, so catch it with both hands. My next question is about Indian bowling, and that is death bowling. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar had been tried a lot. Unfortunately, he is not being that effective. Let's be blatantly practical, okay?
Yes.
And even Harshal Patel not being very effective. So, according to you, should Jasprit Bumrah and Arshdeep Singh be fixed for this particular role? Okay, you would say Jasprit Bumrah is not playing today, but still, whenever he gets back to the team, should this death bowling responsibility be given only to specialists like Bumrah and Arshdeep? And what is the mindset behind particularly death bowling?
Uh, I would answer your second question first. It's the toughest place to bat on. It's the toughest place to, as a bowler, that's the most tough thing you have to do, like bowl in the death overs, where you know that every ball will be attacked. And it's a game of cat and mouse where you have to outthink the batter in front of you. Batter is expecting that you would bowl in this line. You keep a certain fielding. Like sometimes you will have a square leg and fine leg, which gives the indication to the batter that you would be bowling short ball to him. But what you're trying to actually do is bowl a Yorker. You're trying to bluff him. So it's a constant battle between two minds, and the strongest minds more often than not win the battle on the given day. uh, yes, it's a fact. Now coming to your first question, that yes, it's a fact that Bhuvneshwar Kumar off late has been bit. He has gone for few runs in the in the last few overs, and keeping in mind the kind of experience he has, and the for over the years he has done exceedingly well at that position. So I'm sure, just like a batter, it's a form issue, and this small break will give him an opportunity. Sometimes human minds are also like computer ना, कि एक बार तो रीस्टार्ट करना पड़ता है जब बहुत सारी फाइल्स दिमाग में खुल जाती है ना, तो फिर वो बंद करके फिर रील लॉगिन दोबारा करना पड़ता है. So I think sometimes a break works for the players like that only. Look at Virat Kohli. We all were talking about how he should be playing in Zimbabwe, how he should be playing here, but he took a break, and you can see the difference. Sometimes the answers are not in the nets. So the conventional thinking is when you're out of form, hit the nets. But आजकल थोड़ा सा different हो गया है. So keeping all that in mind, I would not say that we can fix. And I would like Joyda's comment on it as well. You cannot fix in this format कि अब हमारे दो bowler जो हैं वो जसप्रीत बुमराह और अर्शदीप सिंह ही
No, you
होंगे.
can't. You can't.
Yeah,
See, you
yeah,
made a great point because especially, Virat Kohli after so many years can take a break. But tomorrow, if this happens to Ishan Kishan, I'm not so sure break is the way.
yeah,
So it depends who the player is, number one. Number two is, the problem with Bhuvaneshwar Kumar is when he plays five bowlers, if some batsman is out of forms, there are six others to do the job. But if
yeah,
one bowler is out of form, he has to bowl his 24 balls because he's playing five bowlers.
yeah,
That is the problem of bowlers being out of form. and giving the longer rope to the bowler unless you play. There are some teams with 7 bowlers. Maxwell hasn't bowled in the last 10 T20s, but he can come and bowl anytime he wants. Stoinis hasn't bowled in the last 7 T20s. He can come and bowl. So there are some teams, and those are the real champion teams, where I remember back in the day, Suresh Raina wouldn't bowl for Chennai Super Kings. And then he would bowl one game, 4, 27, 2, and not bowl again for 4 games. That was the depth of the side. They could do anything they want. They had so much of options. Cricket is about options. So, with Bhuvi, the only problem is because we play with 5 bowlers, somebody being consistently, repeatedly out of form is a cause of worry. Especially when there's a left-arm seamer who's done the job for you. We have to look beyond the drop catch of it because he's human. We have to talk about his bowling. His bowling has been superb. With the new ball at the back end, even after the 17-run overs from Bhuvi, in the 20th over, 9 runs, 7 runs, it took it to the second last ball. So let's not mix things up. And he's a young bowler. I mean, he's 6 months of international cricket. Can you imagine in 2 years' time where he'll be? We are comparing with people who've been playing for 7, 8 years. He's one good IPL old? So his progress into the Indian team has been phenomenal. And it'll be foolish of us not to be able to see that and honor that.
Okay.
And Damni, I think
Yeah, Nishant.
Dara has made a very, very interesting point. What has happened with the with IPL is that all these young cricketers, they mature very quickly. And just to elaborate it a bit, जैसे अगर कोई एक यंगस्टर पहले टीम में मतलब अगर रणजी ट्रॉफी में अच्छा करता था, then everything was a discovery for him, like going into Indian nets, looking at the big players. Everything used to take some time to get used to this new world where he was thrown in. But with IPL, आप लेजेंड्स के साथ रह रहे हो, यू आर bowling against them, you are doing well against them, you are not afraid of crowd because every match you are playing against 40,000, 40,000, 50,000 people are watching those matches. So there is so much pressure. So that's why we see the likes of Arshdeeps, the like of Deepak Chahar, the likes of Hudas, all these young cricketers. You suddenly, मेरे जैसे लोग या दादा जैसे लोग who are like 90s kids, like when we used to watch cricket, and हमें लगता था कि it takes some time to be an international cricketer. But now that thing is gone. Like they are fast tracked, and they are so mature that sometimes you feel like, oh, they are too good at this age. So that's a very special thing about IPL, and credit must be given to the BCCI for giving these kind of platforms where we get ready players.
And when I see this team today, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma, captain, KL Rahul, cause of worry, Virat Kohli back, Surya, forget about it, Pant need to prove, Karthik doing his job, Akshar superb, Harshal needs to work on, Ashwin always comes and does his bit, Cheher, very good backup, give him some game time because you might need him suddenly. Somebody pulls up before the first game, what do? You are going Bumrah and whoever, and then Bumrah, Ashdeep and Harshal. Somebody wakes up with a stiff neck. Now, Deepak Chahar hasn't played for last 10 T20s. So give him some game time, and Ashdeep again. And this pitch will help Ashdeep and Deepak Chahar because they swing the ball and there is grass in it, and they'll be a handful. Be good to see.
Okay. So my next question is, how much will this series actually impact India and South Africa's World Cup campaign? Everything will be a build-up to the upcoming T20 World Cup. So how much will this series actually, impact the campaign of these two very solid teams? And I'll take this question cue from Joyda's answer previously, practice matches. So should these two teams treat this series as a warm-up series before the ultimate tournament? Joyda and Nishant, I need both of you to comment on this. First, Joyda.
Yeah, there are enough warm-up matches to come. So international is never a warm-up series. This is as serious as the cricket gets. These records will be carved in stone. They will be with them for life. Practice, the friendly matches records don't matter. Okay, number one. For every team now, wherever they are playing, England playing somewhere, playing Pakistan, then they're playing Australia, everybody's got their own way of preparing for the World Cup. Now you might want to, you're so good in studies that you've done all your work, you want to study for 2 hours before the exam. And I'm the last minute one, so I'm studying 10 hours before the exam. So everybody has their own way of preparing. Once you get to the exam hall and the paper comes, then it's even Steven for everybody. So it'll be the same here also. Now, how they prepare, how many matches they play, how much they want to play, how often they want to play their players, all this it varies from team to team. Everybody has their own theory. And whatever works for them. I give an example. Owen Morgan would never bat before the game. We wouldn't touch a bat before the game. He'll come to practice, do the warm-up, play some football, take some catches and leave. Now he's a gun player. So everybody has their preparation. Somebody else, Ajinkya Rahane, batting in the nets like mad even the day before the game. So everybody has their own way of preparing. It's interesting to see. Sometimes when you go early to the ground, now I remember going early to the ground as a young kid in the warm-ups. And my friend would say, game starts at 9:30. Why are you going at 8:30? I love the preparation. You have to see how they warm up, what they do. What does a Kapil Dev do? What does a Srinath do? What does a Tendulkar do before the game?
Nishant, a quick one from you, and then we can, since we are just moments away from the commencement of the game.
I think, as Dada has very rightly pointed out, that every player has a different way to prepare. If you read, I was reading a very interesting book by Mike Arthur, in his biography, he said that when he walked into the England dressing room, there was a certain David Garr who will, one day before the match, hit 2-3 balls in the net, feel comfortable that his timing is good, and then have red wine, sipping red wine in the in the dressing room. On the other hand, there would be Graham Gooch, who would be like 3 hours in the net, all sweaty, like giving it all in the practice one day before the game. And you would wonder that, oh, will he have enough energy to play the game tomorrow? And but both there is no fixed idea to be successful. What worked for David Garr didn't work for Graham Gooch. What worked for Graham Gooch didn't work for David Garr. So keeping all that in mind, I think there is one thing is the team, how the team is shaping, and another thing is that individual space, like how you, in the end, everyone has to contribute to the team. But what is their best way to be prepared for it? I will have a bit different way of preparing. You will have a different way of preparing. And I think that's what team management's role is, that to give everyone that space so they can express themselves, come out and say that this is how I want to prepare. And as long as it doesn't affect the big goal of the team, I think team management is more than happy to help everyone.
Okay, absolutely. And moments away from the commencement of the game, the teams are already out. So predictions and matchups and your player of the match, Joyada, then Nishant.
Yeah, I think the Indian fast bowling attack on this green pitch initially, for me, that's the matchup. And my player, Hardik's not there, so I'll go back to Surya, my player.
That's not fair, Dada.
Hey,
That's not.
Mine, huh? Surya was always mine. You took it in the last game, and now it's not yours anymore. Surya and Hardik, I've been harping before they were in the Indian team. But, I actually wanted to be Harshal. I actually wanted to be KL. For the Indian team, we know that Surya is in a purple patch, and Surya will also have times when he will be in bad form.
Yes, definitely.
But he will need all our support. But right
so
now,
Joyada, you're going with Surya, your player.
I'm going with Surya, but I want KL and Harshal to really do well. I think it's an important one for them.
Okay, so, Nishant.
Keeping that in mind, I would like Ashwin.
Your Pant is back, Pant?
I would like Ashwin and Rishabh Pant to do well, because they are getting opportunity in this game. But my player of the day would be Rohit Sharma. He is in some different form.
So Rohit Sharma and Surya Kumar Yadav, they are your picks.
Two
and this
Mumbai
was the
boys.
Pre-match show of the So this was the pre-match show of the first T20I between India and South Africa. To all my viewers, you were hearing my panelists Jaideep Mukherjee and Nishantjeet Arora. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining. Enjoy a good game of cricket, and let's meet in the post-match show tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.